Okay, hello everybody. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures. I'm going to be getting into it here in just a second. We are live tonight from Southwest Florida, and we're going to be covering news and events all over the world tonight on the show. Thank you for joining us. I'll be with you for the ride this evening. Let's see where we're going to go. We actually have a tornado warning. Wow, big storm complex there. Lots of lightning. So this is going to be, yeah, it's a radar indicated. Is this in South Dakota? Minnesota. Big Stone County, Minnesota. Big Stone County, Minnesota. Hang in just for a second here. Okay, and what county did I say that was? Let's see, Big Stone County. How did I forget that? All right. Jesus, everything I got's tied in a knot here. All right. Welcome in everybody. We got a few folks coming in. We're going to give it a few more minutes for everybody to arrive. I do have on Minnesota State Patrol. I just have to switch the audio, and we'll see if we can hear anything going on from up in that area. Let's put this on cable input. There, now we should be able to hear the State Patrol there in Minnesota for that area. I don't hear much going on, but we'll leave that up anyway and see what happens. Okay, so tonight we are covering the tropical update, and what? Why does that say that there? Damn it! Oh, I hate that. I literally changed the wrong one. It pisses me off. Hold on, I gotta change something real quick. Just give me a second. Nope, it can't be that one. There we go. All right, and this is going to be Washington. I had everything all set up, and then I ended up screwing something up here. So, yeah, the one in D.C. is on the upper right, and that's one of the pro-crime rallies. They are protesting. Bringing in extra law enforcement to try to get the crime under control there, and then the upper center, that's live watching the waves come in. That's one of our closest points of pass for the storm. It's already past that point. It's moving away now, and also Los Angeles, California, where we have, believe it or not. Oh my God, it changed it. It just changed the center one. I don't know what's going on, guys. Hold on just a second. This is really aggravating me. I hate, I'm switching this from Streamlabs back to OBS, but I haven't done it yet. And I really, really need to. Um, I really need to, because this is bullshit what I'm having to go through right now. And it's because it duplicates everything. I don't know how else to explain it. All right, give me a second here. I'm getting this set up. Oh, this is freaking aggravating. This is why I waste so much time on these little labels, but it's important because when people come in, they don't know what the little screens are. And people need to know what the little screens are. So I'm trying to get these little screens to be correct. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, so yeah, the center one there is an East Coast watch. We've got some different cameras I'll be putting in there. But we're just watching the surf come in. It's really not so bad. And upper left, that's the anti-ice protest. It looks like the same 5 or 6 people out there again today. I don't know if they're setting a record for the smallest protest or a record for the longest running protest. I'm not sure which they're running for right now, but they're doing good. I think they're going to end up with both of those. Hey, Noble. I don't know where everybody's... Aquarius, hey, what's up, buddy? I don't know where everybody's at tonight. No idea, but they'll be in. Um, I got a few things in that I want to talk to you guys about. Some different products I got in. I'm going to be redoing all the lights in my car this weekend, and I also have I have a few other things I can show you guys too. I got this bracket is going to mount. It's a permanent mount. It's going to mount on the side of my where the gear shifter is there. And this will hold my 12-inch tablet just to the right of the gear shifter, down low. You don't want anything up high anymore because the airbags will throw it right in your face if you get in a wreck. So you want to keep everything low or up on the dashboard so that it will get pushed back that way if something happens. So this is going to go down low, really low, and then I have 2 more coming that will go on the dashboard. This is another one here. I haven't even opened it yet. But this is the one that will hold the phone you guys will be on. And this will be right directly in front of me, sitting on top of the dashboard. And what you do is you put a rubber pad under it, and you have it hooked to the windshield. And then you also have it sit on the rubber pad on the dashboard too. And that tends to help with the vibration. If you still get vibration, you can always use a third thing to hold it from the top, which I've done all kinds of different stuff to prevent vibration. But this one should be good. It's your standard car phone mount. It's a pretty good one, and we're going to see how that goes. And I'm getting all the little light bulbs in. Look at this. Look at this little light bulb. I love these little light bulbs. Look at that. That is the 1157 light bulb. It's got the 2 contacts on the bottom, and I've got them in red and I've got them in amber. I'm going to redo the front and the back brake, tail, turn combination lights, and then because I have 4 of those, and then remember I showed you these last night, these little mini LEDs. Well, I got this. This is an 8-pack I got for the same price I got the 4-pack of red ones. But it's just, you can just see they're just little blade LEDs, and they just go right in your little lights, and you're all LED'd out. That's pretty much what I had to show you there. But I've got, like I said, I've got 1 more bracket coming that'll hold a radio, and then I got 1 more antenna coming to go on the back. I'm going to be mounting my FT100 and also one of my ICOM VHFs in there. And so all that. And because no one ever rides with me, I'm building a box. I've already got the parts coming. I'm building a box that's going to sit in my passenger seat. and my radios will be mounted on that box. Here's the problem. There's nowhere to mount radios in these new cars. It's a real problem. Hey Brandon, what's up, man? There's nowhere to mount radios in these new cars. You know, the average radio, you know, about this big. This is the 50 watt VHF I'm going to put in there. Okay, this is your standard size radio. It's a little smaller than the old CBs used to be. Not a real big radio. It's maybe about 1.5 inches by like 6 inches. But where do you mount this in a new car? The seats used to be years ago. You could shove it between the seat and the center thing. You could mount it up under the dashboard years ago. You could mount it in the holes in the dashboard. These new cars, everything's too small. Every hole that I tried to shove this in, every place I tried to put it, nothing. And I got another one that's a little bigger than this. So I got 2 radios, 2 mics. So I decided I bought a rigid seat organizer that's going to sit in the seat with the seat belt around it. And one of the things that will be in this seat organizer is a bracket in there that will hold the 2 radios facing me so that I can see them. Then if someone needs to ride with me, I'm going to have a quick connect plug for both the antennas, the 2 antennas. There are 3 antennas. There'll be a quick connect plug, and there'll be a quick connect plug for the power going into it. So 4 plugs, up. They don't even screw. It just pulls right out. The power, I'll be using this for the quick connect on the power. As far as the coax, what I do, I've got short jumper. I take the short jumper and I run it through so that basically the antenna wires will just hang out the side of this box I'm building. And when I put it in the car, I just match up the colors and plug in the 3 antennas. And it's a push-on. I've got these push-on adapters. I've got 4 of them. So it's going to be really easy to put this in and out of the car. If I'm not going anywhere in a few days, I can just unplug it and take it out so it's not out in the heat. But it's going to be ready to go. If anything happens, I can jump in the car and take off. These guys are doing really good just driving around and showing people towns and shit. And I'm seriously talking about just, if there's nothing going on, just go out one day and chase the thunderstorms around. Go out one day and, you know, just go out and show you guys the town. Go out and do some ham radio. Go out and do parks on the air or something like that. So, hey Brian, how's it going? We're having a slow start tonight, so we're just kind of bullshitting about a little bit of everything. People are probably a little news burned this morning, or this evening, I mean, because it's the end of the news cycle on this hurricane, and even though it was kind of a nothing burger, there's still been some pretty rough seas and stuff, but it wasn't even as bad as they were predicting. So that's kind of the good news. But we are still right above me here. I've got rotating images. Some of them are regional, like this one here. That's a regional satellite, infrared satellite. I also have different storms. That's Invest 90L right there. And you can see that some of the models take it up to Cat 2. That's probably as strong as that one's going to get. And that's a fish storm. It's not going to hit anybody. Maybe Nova Scotia, I don't know, but it's not going to hit anybody, I don't think. And so it's basically up and out, and that's your key messages for Hurricane Erin. There's your Hurricane Erin satellite there. You can see it pulling off. I'm talking about this right above me, guys. You can see it pulling off there to the right, and that's the next one behind it, 99L, and you can see there that it is moving up to the left and moving towards the mainland. And we're going to have to see that one, I think, is going to hook out. Okay, up on the top row, we've got the anti-ice protests over there, way in that corner. And then directly above me here in that corner, we've got the pro-crime protests going on in Washington, D.C. These people are basically protesting against law and order. I know that sounds crazy, but you heard it here first, folks. D.C. has been riddled with crime. And I love when they say, oh, but the crime numbers in DC are down. No, they're not down. They're actually up. They're up at an all-time high right now. The reason people are saying they're down is because they're playing with the numbers. They're not prosecuting as many. They're not arresting as many. They're not jailing as many. But that doesn't mean that crime has gone down. That the metric for measuring the crime is flawed. If the cops stop arresting people, the crime looks like it's getting better when actually it's getting worse. So it's a misnomer that the crime is actually getting better there. It's actually getting worse. And as of today, Washington, D.C. has had its first 7-day period with no murders in over 20 years. It's the first time DC's gone 7 consecutive days with no murders in over 20 years. So it's working. I don't like sending in the military to do civilian stuff. You have to understand they're augmenting. Our military's not out chasing people down, making arrests. They're directing traffic. They're doing administrative things. They're guarding prisoners. They're doing things to free up the regular police officers that know how to make arrests and know what the statutes are, and they're the ones out doing that. So you just have to remember how that works. That when they send in the National Guard or the Marines or the Seabees or whatever they send in, I don't know. When they send somebody in to assist in an area, they're not sending them in there with tanks to drive down the street. They're going in to free up the real cops to go out and do real cop things, while they can now sit there and do paperwork, shuffle stuff around, watch this, guard that. And we can get all the cops that are on special duty, off special duty, back on the street, and get military people to guard those buildings, watch those things, and be the backup. You can also use them as second man in a car, and that helps a lot. When you got 20 guys and you got 20 people that can go with them that are armed as backup, and all they do is back that officer up. They don't make any decisions. They don't do anything. Just help them back the officer up. When it's done properly, you can use the military to augment without turning it into a police state. And I hope that happens here. It looks like so far it's been a positive thing. All right, so there we go. That's what's going on in D.C. Like it or hate it, the crime wave that's been going on there for years now has abated suddenly. No murders in 7 days. Crime statistics are, by every metric, not just one metric. It looks like arrests are up, but crime is down. Unlike before, where arrests were down and crime was up. So you have to look at which metric you're watching. Okay, let's see what else is going on in the world out there. I have not heard a single thing on this Minnesota State Patrol, so I'm going to get rid of it. I never heard a word on it. Okay, is this still in the same county? Yeah. All right, so we're going to watch this as it moves along, and I'll see if I can get some scanner feeds for it. This is the only real bad storm that we're watching right now. It's nationwide. I'll go ahead and give you guys the full view of what's going on out here. There's our hurricane off to the right, and it's currently a Cat 2 moving off. Never did reach major hurricane status again. We were kind of guessing on that last night. We were trying to figure out whether it was actually going to make hurricane status again last night, and in fact did not do that. So there you go. So we got a lot of rain down here in Georgia, but I don't see no severe weather. It's just a bunch of rain. We've got one flash flood warning down here near Moultrie, west of Valdosta. And let's see, that's not a lot going on. We got some rain in the Houston area, rain in Mobile, and rain in Baton Rouge. But not a whole lot going on. We did just pick up another tornado warning. It looks like it might be that same system. Yep, it's a reissue on this same one, guys. So that's it. We're starting to get what looks like it could be some debris up here. Let me let's go back to this on the single site and take a peek at what this looks like. The problem is we don't have any real close radar. We've got radar out of St. Paul. Look at the lightning. This is a major storm here. That's why I was trying to get some scanner feeds up. But this is a major storm. Let's take a look at this. Well, we have no storm chasers up, so let's do it on the split screen. All right, here we go. There it is on the split screen. And yes, we have a couplet, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at that. There we go. And the red is moving away from the tower site. The green is moving towards the tower site. And your tornado is sitting right there. You can see it plain as day. This, all that purple there, some of that could be debris. Wow, that's just drawing all over the place, isn't it? All right, and so let's see here. The other thing we can look at real quick. Let's go out of split. And I don't use this one as much because I'm not really trained on using it. I'm warning you. Let's see if I see anything here. Nah. Sometimes you can. This is the correlation coefficient. Sometimes you can see debris on this. But I am not. Yeah. There could be. I mean, I'm telling you guys, this one could be on the ground. We have no storm chasers, and I have no in-network cameras. So let me see what else I can find to get this thing up. All right, let's go back to reflectivity, and I'll put this in motion so you can see what it's looked like while I'm looking for cams here. We're in pretty rural area here. Still just in Big Stone. I'm going to turn that trooper one back on again just in case, because there should be something on there. But then again, who knows if it's even working right. Sometimes they show they're up, but they're not. Yep, it shows you guys should be able to hear it. So I got it turned up. We'll see what we get. I should hear it too, I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure my monitor's on. Scarlet. Yeah, my monitor is on. Alert box. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there we go. That's the big one. I wish we had some cams out here. Appleton, let me see what I can find. I love government websites. They're just so terrible. The only one I found is offline. Nope, nothing there. That's Bay Lake. Ah. Damn. Where's Appleton? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I can't believe this is live, but huh. I can't believe this is the right place or that it's live. It says Appleton Live webcam. But look at the lightning in that storm. If this was really Appleton right there, and it was live, we would be seeing flickering and flashing on here like you wouldn't believe, and I don't see it. So, I'm gonna say that's bullshit. I don't. It says it's live, but I don't. I just don't buy it. There's no way that could be that close and not be seeing that lightning. You guys have no idea how much shit you look at online that you think is live and it's not live. That people are lying to you. They do it because people are more inclined to watch something if they think it's going out live. And so because of that, people just freaking ass lie about it. They literally just completely lie about whether what they're doing is live or not. And I'm really having a problem with it, to be honest with you. But there's nothing I can do about it other than just report to you guys to just keep watching yourself, because these freaking sites are all bullshit. Okay, let's see here. All right, I do not eat sausage. I've never been a sausage fan. Yeah. All right, and see you later, Mr. Troll. All right, so basically where we're at right now is we've got this one tornado warning here in Minnesota, and we have no cameras out there really to speak of, so we're just kind of watching it on the radar. We do have a couple of protests going on, but nothing big. We've got the normal 3 or 4 people there across from the federal building in Los Angeles, where the original ICE protest took place on day 2 after it originally started at the Home Depot about 6 blocks away. And, oh, hey, someone's talking on that.
10-7, do you have a date?
Wow. Real busy place. All right, and then of course we have the pro-crime protest that looks like the ULive just went off. ULive is the same service we use at work. It is a streaming service where you buy the equipment and it streams it through 3 different cell phone connections at the same time back to your base. And then when it goes offline, it just goes into a screensaver like that. So that tells me that DC protest is either winding down, or at least that one camera has gone off. So let me refresh this and see if I can find any new videos that are coming out. There's a lot, Belgrade, Serbia, There's all kinds of stuff going on, but it's not a lot in this country per se. Um, yeah, that's the Fox 5 Washington, and it is in fact showing the U live, and then everybody's showing what went on today earlier, of course. Oh, Times of India is still showing the day that happened at Home Depot. That was what 47 days ago now. They're still showing that right now on Times of India. They literally just show shit over and over and over again. All right, and I've got that. That's Integra DIY there, top left. I've got that one up already. That's Belgrade. Looks like Trump is being briefed right now down in D.C. He's going out on patrol with the guys tonight. And that is going on right now. All right, I'm just going to take the I'm going to take the pro-DC protesting off, because this is actually showing us Washington, D.C. They're probably going to go to something else now. All right, well, we'll let that sit for a minute. We'll see if they go back to that event that's going on there. I don't get too political, but this is it's crime. This is a crime thing as well. And it's also, it's happening during the show here, so. Oh my God, the stupid crap people put out. All right, here's, there's Skid Row, of course. Got Skid Row. All right. Not a lot else going on tonight, guys. Just not a lot of other things going on tonight. All right, so let's just move on here. Let's look back at the tropics. I want to go ahead and do the tropics real quick. I'm not staying on late tonight. I know I say this every night, but tonight I really mean it. I've been trying to get up early so I can get out here and work on these computers. I've run into a bunch of roadblocks. It's been a real pain in the ass. I'm trying to get stuff going. I got one feed up on the Linux computer over there, and I got it to stabilize. Here, I'll give you guys a view of it. Here's the studio. I got the Linux machine over there. You can see me pointing in the upper right corner. That's the Linux machine, and the white one over there. It's doing good. It's broadcasting. Nobody cares about it, but at least it's broadcasting the scanner feeds that are going on out of North Carolina. And then this one over here, I've got one over here. This one right here doing the 7.2. I got it back up, but we're having some issues with that program still. So we're gonna be going over those storms here in just a minute. All right. So anyway, we are live in Southwest Florida. And we are broadcasting worldwide on YouTube. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian, and you are on the Starship Adventures channel, where we do all kinds of different stuff here. Weather, space weather. We do all kinds of different things with amateur radio propagation, science, and science fiction. We love a little bit of everything like that. And we try to steer way clear of the politics on here. But I do still talk about things that are going on, so please try not to mix the two up, okay? I try very hard to stay politically neutral, but I do also call it like I see it. I'm not going to just ignore things that are going on when it comes to my commentary on the facts on the ground. But I'm not going to get into the politics of things. I just really don't want to do that. I do that at work, and I don't want to do it here. All right, so I'm looking right now for more live videos. Let me see what else I can find. Yeah, I don't see shit. Yeah, we've reached a point right now where it's some nights are busy and some aren't. You know, like the tsunami night was busy. We had a couple manhunts. We had that pursuit. By the way, the TV station on that pursuit tried to hit me with a copyright. I challenged it under fair use, and I actually went and cited examples of where their station did the same thing. And I know I'll win. I win all of them. No, I don't know that person, but let me see if I can find him real quick. Yeah, we got a few guys here. Let's see. Not sure where he's at yet. I'm trying to.
Let's count the smiles.
Shut up! Shut up! I hate when shit just auto plays. Man, that makes me mad. You don't like me when I'm angry. Let me see where he's at. Minnesota. There we go. All right, there's one. Let me see. I'm trying to find that other one. There's guys chasing Hurricane Erin, but I'm not even going to waste my time or yours with those. I mean, they're out there doing their thing, and I'm glad to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing. It's just that shit's on the way out of town, and I'd rather have something up here where this is going on. He's very near this supercell right here. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave that for right now. Let me see what else we can find here. Yes, Charlie, I do. I'm not going to lie about it. I sure do. I've worked there for 14 years. #1 station in our entire listening area. Yep. It's a big thing down here. You know, most towns, the rock and roll station is like the #1 station or whatever, but not down here. Political talk radio is huge down here. We get a 10 share. I mean, that means 10 out of every 100 cars has our radio station on. It's pretty amazing. I think it's pretty neat. On the way home from work, I like to roll my windows down and see if I can hear who people are listening to. I always try to find somebody listening to my station. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I do. And like I said, I'm an easy guy to get along with. I have friends on both sides of the political spectrum. And, I can take a hard line, but I don't actually completely align with any specific party. I'm a libertarian, if you want to know the truth. I don't believe that government has ever done anything that made anything better. I think the best things in life are the things that the government hasn't ruined yet. And so I'm not a big Republican. I'm not a big Democrat. I am literally a libertarian. That's what I am. I'm a constitutionalist libertarian. So there you go. I don't like to get political, but if you're going to ask me, I'm going to give you a direct answer. So that's what you end up with. Yeah, political talk radio down here. The conservative stuff down here. We're getting about 15 listeners for every one that the left-leaning, the station gets, if you will. And we actually have some minor competition where they don't. So it's one of those things. It's huge down here. It's a big thing, and that's where the money's at. Yeah, I'm just going. It is what it is. I'm not embarrassed about it. I like what I do. Trey Radel, the guy I work with, I've been his producer since he started in radio. And him and I have produced tens of thousands of hours of radio over the 14 years. He left to go to Congress and then came back. And we've been working together pretty much the whole time. So, and we love it. I got a great call screener, Kat, and we have a fun show. We try to steer away from politics as much as upstairs will allow us to. We love to cover a lot of things like we do a lot of pop culture, a lot of music, a lot of UFOs and paranormal. Sometimes they call us the daytime George Norrie. Yeah, we do. We try to get out of the mold, because even though we are a political talk show, we try to do that as least as we can get away with, and still be a political talk show. So that's pretty much that. I don't know. I don't care about the politics outside of work. So once I get home, I don't want to argue with people about politics. I want to talk about science and space and weather and mysteries and science fiction shows. And that's the kind of stuff that's important to me, and that's my stuff that I want to talk about. Yeah, so there you go. I watched, there was a new Strange New Worlds came out today for those Star Trek people out there. If you're not a Star Trek person, nobody's perfect, but what's wrong with you? If you're not a Star Trek person, I'm willing to train you. You can be my young Padawan learner. I'm telling you, I can get you into Star Trek. I'll give you 10 episodes to watch from 10 different shows. And by the time you get done, you'll be a Star Trek fan. Star Trek is an amazing show. Anyway, Season 3, Episode 7, What is Starfleet? It was a good episode. I've been a little critical about some of their episodes, their Bohemian Rhapsody episode and their stupid fantasy episode, and then that other ignorant shit that they did. But for the most part, their episodes have been about 90% of their episodes have not only been watchable, they're good, which is pretty good. Anyway, this one here is called "What is Starfleet?" The Enterprise escorts cargo to help a war-ravaged planet, but it becomes controversial when truths are discovered by the captain. And it's kind of neat because if you guys remember many years ago, MASH, probably to this day still one of the best all-time television shows ever made. Okay, they did several episodes of MASH. They called them correspondent episodes, and instead of seeing the camp and the crew and all the guys like you normally would, they would show it through a black and white camera. And they would shoot it like the guy coming in from the Times or coming in from the what's the military, the Stars and Stripes, and they were coming in from the print Stars and Stripes to do a video, or back then it was a film on the guys in the MASH. And they shot the whole thing, like all the surgery scenes and everything. They shot the whole thing like they were shooting a documentary. So there was several of these episodes through the 10 years that they did MASH, or 11 years, whatever it was. There was several of these correspondent type episodes. And I think the creators of Star Trek, not the creators, I think the people who are making this show, Strange New Worlds, I actually believe that they took that page from MASH. They actually did it. The entire episode is shot from the standpoint of a journalistic observer that's along on the mission. And it gives you a great, unique way of looking at what's going on and how even the most innocent things can look dirty if there's not full transparency and things like that. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode, but that's the latest one, season 3, episode 7, What is Starfleet? If you guys used to love Star Trek, but you haven't tried it in a while, go get the free subscription. I don't want to sell Paramount Plus. I hate these goddamn subscription services. I'll be the first one to admit it, okay? I hate all this bullshit. But what I do, I literally pay for this when the first episode airs.
670
I buy it.
Clear Lake for a wrong-way driver is now corrected. It was also in the user 10 for 200
So,
now, but that's what
basically,
we're looking for an aircraft after car. 218.
okay, whatever. All right, so this Strange New Worlds is great because it's the time period before Captain Kirk. And Captain Kirk's actually in this. He's on the Farragut, which is the ship he served on before the Enterprise. And all these years, we never even knew what the Farragut looks like. And now we know about it. We know about his previous captain. We get to learn a lot about it. They're actually like sewing up the loose ends. Have they violated canon? Yes. Yes, they've shit all over canon. They took a big healthy steaming dump on it again this week. But I'm letting it go because it's Star Trek. I love Star Trek. If I have to let canon go in order to enjoy Star Trek, I guess I'm going to do it because they're shitting all over canon. They really don't care. And I hate that. 11 seasons of MASH. Thank you. Yes, MASH's final episode, and I'll tell you a piece of trivia. Their final episode, like he just said there, like Coco said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to gender you. Like my supporter said right there, 11 seasons, and the final 2-part episode, the final ending, I don't forget how long it was, 2-hour feature, it was feature length. That end episode started out with Pierce in the nut house, if you guys remember. It was all about a chicken. I'm not going to give it away. It's the best finale ever on television, first of all. Number 2, so many people watched it. It is still to this day the most watched scripted television finale or show ever. It was watched by millions and millions and millions of people. And let me tell you what happened. In New York and in big cities all across the United States, when the commercial would go, 45 seconds to a minute after the commercial, the water pressure in the city would drop to dangerously low levels. And there was not enough water to flush all the toilets at one time. Everybody was holding it till the commercial, and then they would line up in the bathrooms and piss real quick and run back to the screen. It was like TV we had never seen. These were people we loved, people that we grew up with, people that we saw for 11 years as part of our life, people that are going through a very hard thing and that we loved very much. And when that finale came, and it was so difficult to watch, there was some really good parts, but there was some really sad parts. Charles, I hated Charles when he first came on the show, Charles Emerson Winchester. He ended up being one of my favorite guys towards the end because he really became human at the end. Hot Lips, I couldn't stand Hot Lips the first 3 or 4 years. She ended up becoming one of my favorites. She would just, that character and the actress developed so much over those 11 years. It was just amazing. And when they all had to end that, the one right before the penultimate episode where they did the time capsule and all that, I don't know if you guys remember that. I'm going back. But in the penultimate episode, they did the time capsule. And that was actually shot after the finale, so it was kind of weird. But in shooting order, it was the penultimate with the time capsule, and then the final long final episode where it opens with Pierce in the crazy house. But anyway, what an amazing thing! The water pressure in these cities would drop down when the commercials would come on. I don't think I've ever. That doesn't even happen on the Super Bowl, dude. I mean, it's just a crazy thing. And to this day, and as much as I love Star Trek, I think as an all-around television show, all around, fitting every category. I think category-wise, I think MASH is the best show that has ever aired on television. I believe that it's the best episodic or serial television show that's ever appeared on the screen. And part of that was because of the cast was amazing, the writing was amazing, the sets were amazing. What can you do? When everything's perfect, you got to make good TV. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. That's my little thing on MASH. I absolutely love MASH. And that finale on MASH, to this day, is probably some of the best minutes of television you'll ever find. And if you love MASH but you don't really remember it that much, go back and do a rewatch. If you weren't much on the beginning part with the earlier people, Harry and all them. If you don't like the earlier cast, pick it up in season 4. That's what I do. My mom's not much on the first 3 seasons. She didn't like some of the characters, and she didn't like the fact that everybody in the camp was screwing around on their wife at home. And they wrote almost all of that out by the time we got into the 4th season. It became a much more wholesome show. Maybe not as realistic, but more wholesome, because families were watching this thing every night. Families were taking dinner in front of MASH. More people ate watching MASH than almost every other show combined. That was on during the 7 o'clock time period. It was a phenomenon that was going on. People would schedule their dinner so that MASH would be on. I mean, it was just like, it was one of those things. And so, what an amazing show. I just absolutely think that was, to this day, one of the best shows we'll ever have, because it would make you laugh and cry and sad and happy all in the same 23 minutes. It was amazing. It was an absolutely amazing thing. All right. I don't hear anything going on there. All right, let's go over and I want to take a look at the tropics. There is a lot going on out here in the tropics, and so I do want to hit that. I'm trying to get the damn screen to come up here. All right, and let me get rid of this. Yeah, and it's starting to look like a chessboard out here. Oh, hold on, let me not do it that way. Let's do it this way. There we go. Oh, that's not even capturing the right screen. You dumbass. Every time I say that, I hear that guy on Happy Gilmore. You missed a shot, dumbass. Anyway, all right, so here we go. This is what we got going on. There's our little mappy thing. This shows us the next 5 or so days out in the Atlantic. And let me get my Epic pin. Epic. Oh, there it is. It always puts it on a different screen. It's the adventure. You guys see my Epic pin? It's a telestrator. It's pretty cool. All right, so what we got? Erin, he's gone. He is on the way out. He's assholes and elbows right now. He's gone. This one here is gonna probably do nothing. very low chance of development, and it's moving the wrong way. So it's already made the loop. They generally never loop back around. They don't do a go around like an airliner would. So that one, I don't think it's going to be an issue. This one is following the trail of the last one, and I believe is actually going to make a run at Bermuda. The only threat for this storm is Bermuda. It's going to be plenty north of the island chain here, and I really think the only thing that this one really has out in front of it that it can mess up is going to be Bermuda. So that leaves us with this one down here, and this is the one here that we're all watching with intrepidation at this point. Does it look like it's going to be bad? No, I don't know yet. It's still too early. A lot of the models are not seeing Genesis yet with this, so a lot of them are not really knowing what to do with it yet. Rosie's Bar. I don't know. I know that that there was actually two different Rosies. The first couple times you saw Rosie, it was a different woman. Looked totally different. And then they finally got the regular Rosie, which stayed till the end there. I don't know. I don't know. It was just it was literally like a shack on the outside of town there. All right, so but this one down here is the one we're going to be talking about, because that's the one that has the potential. When we have them down this low, I told you guys about my 20 north rule. Okay, this is 20 north. That line right there. If the storm is below 20 north when it gets to this island chain right here, if it comes in below this line right here, below this line, that it's going to be a Caribbean storm, which means it's going to end up somewhere in the Gulf of America. And so that's why we worry about this, because this one, look how low it is down here. And right now we've got models that take it into South America and dissipate it. We have models that take it into the Caribbean like this. There's models that take it up like this, and then there's even models that do it like this. So I'm going to show all this to you in just a minute, but we really don't know where this one's going to go, and there's several reasons for that. The steering currents are a little weaker right now in this area, okay? But the other reason we're not really sure is because we haven't really gotten a center of rotation. Until you get an actual center of rotation, we don't know where to start the model out at. And so it brings the degree of uncertainty up quite a bit. And so it would help if we know certain things, it helps. Like one of the things it would help if we knew is an exact starting point. And that's, like I said, that's what causes that problem. All right, so let's go. Let me get rid of the lines here, and let me go back to Mike's weather page. I always put Mike's link in there. Mike has been doing this for 20 years. And I don't know the guy personally, but I love him. He does great work. He works really hard. And he's also a content provider. He has a show in the mornings at, I think, 9:06 a.m. or 9:36. You have to look it up. But he's got a show here. And let's see if it says here. He was on about 50 minutes this morning. But this is his show. And he basically does the same thing.
And don't forget about Louie. He's over there sleeping. I don't want to get him going because he knows we're leaving, and he sees the suitcase.
See,
and he's freaking out.
He basically does the same thing I do.
Erin is huge. It's ingesting some dry air. What does that mean? Well, it's pulling down some dry air from the north, and that actually helps disrupt the hurricane. So
that's Mike's weather page, and he I know you can't see quite the whole screen, but he does a great show in the mornings. If you guys want to do a tropical deep dive, he has a great show, and he has thousands of viewers in the morning. So check him out. An active chat room and a lot of fun. So you guys can check that out. And I'll tell you, I like the fact that he is very descriptive. He's very scientifically valid. He goes in there and he explains every little detail, and I like that. I think that's really, really important for someone who is doing a show like he is, which he does a show for people like me that totally nerd out on weather. And so if that's you, that's the thing to do right there. All right, this next one is 99 Lima, 99L. And I'm going to show you, we've got some different model runs. Shit. The models are getting a little more concentric now. Here is the latest model run. This is the model track guidance for some of these different models. You can see the names of the models there. And I note here, earlier it looked like this. And we had a lot more outliers like this. Those are all starting to disappear. That tells me that we're getting a much more concentric grouping of these lines. And right now, we've got 4 models that take this thing north of my 20 north rule. These go north of my 20 north rule. You guys see that? All of these keep it north of 20 north at these islands. Remember, this is the corner. If it goes over that corner, it's a East Coast storm. If it goes below that, it could be a Caribbean storm. So that's what we're looking for. That's that little cheat that I have. So right now, we have 4 models that take it up over that, and looks like it would be an East Coast problem. But right now, we've got 6 models. We've got 6 models that are taking this right into the Caribbean. That's a dangerous situation. It's not going to be that strong until it gets to the Caribbean, but the energy's there. We've had no big storms in the Caribbean yet this year. Remember, a big storm in an area dampens down that area. It makes that area where the water's not as warm on top, and the situation will not be as conducive to growth. So you kind of have to remember that, if you don't have anything in an area for a long period of time, that water, all the heat comes right to the top, and it's not all churned up, and you'll get a more explosive growth if something gets over that area. Here's another model run. This one earlier was showing a lot more outliers. In fact, this one looked like this. It had a lot more outliers, and it even had a couple down here. So this one is getting more concentric as well. If you take the 2 outliers off, everything else is pretty much right there. And if you note, we've got 6 runs that go north of 20 there. And we've got about 12 runs that go south of 20. So there's a 2 out of 3 chance on this model, on this set of runs, there's a 2 out of 3 chance that it ends up in the Caribbean Sea, which means that it's going to end up more than likely being a Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it, storm. Okay, let's see. Now, this one, we still see some wild stuff on this one. Notice the tracks that go in, into the Caribbean stay green and blue, which means they're not that big. The tracks that go way up here, these turn orange and red, meaning they turn up into hurricanes. So this is an interesting run, because most of them still take it into the Caribbean, though. I can't wait. Again, we need one more day on these models to really give us an idea of what the hell's going to go on here. But that's those 3. I wish I had. There's 2 or 3 others I wish I had, but I don't have them. Yeah, I mean that's the telltale right there. This is the main grouping right here. These are a bunch of different models. So let's go ahead and run the models. Why not? Let's go ahead and let's take the GFS and let's go ahead and run this through its paces and see what happens. I'm going to move it up a little bit because we don't really care about all this stuff way up on the top right now. So I'm going to move it just to there so we can see. Here we go. We're going forward in time. There's our two low pressure systems. The one right above the Windward Islands right there, that is going to be, that's the one we know is going to go up and out. It's this one back here. This one down here is the one we're watching. And let's see what it does. It comes across, has a hard time, no genesis, and it basically washes it out and tries to form back up maybe in the southern Caribbean and then move up into the Gulf. And there we go, forms a hurricane just north of the Yucatan Peninsula. And Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, almost to a, I mean, 946 can be all the way up to a Cat 4. So this takes it into Texas as a major hurricane. And notice it completely washes out, but then it finally will form back up, is what this one's saying, over the Yucatan Peninsula, and then move directly northwest and head right into Texas. And it deepens rapidly in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, let's take a look at another one here. Let's run this back and let's take a look at the Euro. All right, here's the Euro. And the Euro doesn't even see the system, interestingly enough. Let's see. It may just not go out far enough. Now, it doesn't see anything. The Euro is almost blind. They have ruined the Euro. I don't know what they've done to it. All right, here's the CMC, the Canadian model, if you will. And it doesn't show anything either. It brings it in. That's it down there. See, it brings it in to the Caribbean, south of Haiti, right over Jamaica, and then it forms it back up into the Gulf again. Let's see, we've got some other models here we can run. I think this is 99L. Yeah, these don't go out that far. That brings it in. And then it doesn't do a lot with it. See how low it is? I mean, all these models keep wanting to bring this thing in way down low. And that's bad news for Texas. Sometimes us, depending on how it turns, but it puts Texas right in the line of fire when they come in really low like that. All right, let's take the California wildfires are calming down out there, from what I understand. I do keep an eye on that out there periodically, and we mostly watch the Gifford fire, but there has been a bunch of different fires out there. All right, here we go. There's the Gifford fire, and it has not grown. That's the same as yesterday. This fire is pretty much under control now. They're over 95% containment. So that's good news. Let me see if I can see what other active situations. And that's pretty much, they're calming down out there. That's the good news. All right, let's take a look over at the seismic monitor. All right, do we have any seismic activity today? Yes, we've had one here between the United States and Russia. It was a 2.7 near Attic, Alaska, and that's out on that island chain here that kind of connects Russia to the United States. And this is still back in that same area where we've had that cluster. Man, there's not a lot of talk in the chat tonight. Are you guys all right in there? No, the only storm I'm aware of that has a name is Erin. We will probably spell off 2 more names here in the next couple of days. Maybe. One for sure. I think the next one that's going to go up and out is going to get a name in the next 48 hours, and then you'll probably see the other one. We're going to have to watch and see. Well, if you've been watching, when Pike already knows he's going to die in that training accident on that training vessel. He already knows that, and that happened by some memory crystal thing back in the episodes of Discovery that he was in. So that's kind of already been dealt with, and he actually knows now that that he's going to die in that training, or he's going to be severely injured in that training accident. And future Pike came to tell him that he can't change the future. He has to do what he has to do. And that was where they revisit what would happen if, let's say, an original series episode like Balance of Terror was done with Pike in charge instead of Kirk. And it was really cool how it came out, because you got to watch the same thing happen again. You know, the attack on the neutral zone, and the Romulan vessel cloaking, and firing on Hansen, who was the man down on the asteroid on the base. It all happened again. It was kind of neat to see how it worked, and I really like how they did it. So it was really good, because I like how they tied it in, and they were able to retell the same story and then not make it count. That's what they call a reset episode. I tend to like reset episodes because you can do a little crazier storytelling. But it does get old if every single episode just gets reset at the end. You can't really do that. There has to be consequences in most of the episodes. All right, so anyway, that's our seismic monitor. And there's not a lot else. There was another really small one here. Looks like near Texas again, right near where that other little one was. It's right near Nacogdoches out there. All right, and that's it. It's been very quiet seismically speaking. So very quiet. Not a lot going on. All right, so anyway, there we go. Yeah, there's not a lot. So I could bring it up and show you, but there's just not a lot going on. Okay, so anyway, there we go. Let's see what else we got here that I can show you guys. Well, I got to tell you, this Cracker Barrel thing is heating up. Their stock is down. Their shit. Remember, I talked to you guys about this over a week ago, and I'll do another poll to see if you guys want. We can talk about it a little bit. But let me see here. Do you like the new changes to? I heard the funniest thing today on the radio. On my way into work, someone called into one of the shows on my channel, and they said, yeah, they got rid of the Cracker and the Barrel. And I thought it was hilarious, playing on, the term, calling white folks crackers. And it was because it's a white guy and a barrel. And they said they got rid of the Cracker and the Barrel. And I just thought that was freaking funny. I love that kind of humor. Just funny humor. Doesn't offend anybody. It's still funny. Do you like the changes at Cracker Barrel? Yes or no? There, I'll make it nice and simple and easy there. Hey, Rippin, glad you made it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be going off here before long. It's a small crowd. We're gonna go through a couple more things here, and then I'm gonna jump off. Um, I used Lyft. I don't normally use Lyft, but my car was in the shop. I used Lyft twice the other day, and I like to mention when things go good or when things go bad. And I got to tell you guys something. Lyft was amazing. I mean, bam, bam, 5 minutes, bam, 5 minutes, boom, pick me up, drop me off, bam, 5 minutes, $10. I mean, I don't know. I tipped the guy both times, a nice tip. They were very nice gentlemen both times, and I don't know. I got a good feeling about it. I drove a cab for a short time, and most of the people I worked with were absolute scumbag pieces of shit, and taxi's got a bad name down here. There's not even that many of them left. And it would have cost me $20 even back then to go from where I was to where I was going. So not only was it half the price, but people used to wait 20, 30, 40 minutes for a cab to show up in this town. We're not a big taxi cab town. It's a southern town. They don't do the taxi cab. Things aren't quite as tight together. Anyway, the point is it was a fairly inexpensive experience, and it was a good experience. So I just wanted to mention that. And I'll tell you, hospitals, man, they can be the best hospital in the world, the best nursing staff. And the one we're using here has an amazing nursing staff. We love our nurse. Every one of my mom's nurses has been great. We love them all. The CNAs, the RNAs, everybody that comes in, they've just been really good. Even the doctors were nice when we could actually talk to them. The problem this hospital has is they don't talk to the family ever. And the doctor comes in at 6:45 in the morning before visiting hours even starts. So you never get a chance to see the doctor because he comes in. They like to come in before visiting hours. That way they can get in and get out and not have to talk to you, right? And so I was sitting up there. We were sitting up there for 10 or 11 hours a day and not ever seeing a doctor. And finally, I had them send the manager of the floor to see me because I was getting very unhappy. And she came and she said, yeah, the doctors for this floor come in at 7 a.m. I said, yeah, but you won't let us up till 8 a.m. So how am I supposed to see the doctor? Oh, well, the doctor talks to your mom. The doctor talks to my mom. And you guys think that my mom's able to make decisions like that right now? Don't you think you should talk to me about that? Well, we talked to your mom. She seemed like, she understood what we were saying. Yeah, she'll shake her head, yeah. I mean, actually, my mom's doing great cognitively. But my mom never understood medical terms and shit before, So they walk in and they wake her up out of a dead sleep and say, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what we're going to do. Here's why we're not doing surgery. Here's why we're doing this. Have fun. We're going to send you to this place. We'll see you later. Tell your family when they come in. And they walk out. And she's like, I don't even remember the doctor coming in the morning. She was asleep. That's where my problem comes in. There has to be a better communication between the family and the hospital. Well, Victor, they did finally tell me that if I went through the charge nurse that she would get a hold of my doctor and have him get a hold of me and all that, but that was never offered to me during the 3 days I was trying to get information. I was told that later. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Medicine's become kind of a puppy mill, where it's like all they really care about scanning those barcodes because that's how they get paid. But they do, especially the nursing staff, does seem to really care about the patients. I will admit that. You don't see that a lot anymore. You go to McDonald's, they don't give a shit if you like your hamburger. They really don't. Even Amazon. These dipshits left my packages outside the fence. On my address, it says my name, It says my 4 digits and my street name. And on the third line, in capital letters, it says drop packages over fence with an exclamation point. And then where it gives a description, like it says leave direction on where you want the package left, I again type gate is locked, drop packages over the gate, over the fence, onto the ground on the other side. And again today, I watched the Amazon driver on my remote control camera pull up and sit all of my 6 packages outside my gate in this neighborhood. I called him up. I'm like, look, I called him up. I think I got Mumbai. He's like, hello. I'm like, yeah, look, Amazon, I'm pissed. I tried to explain it to him. I think he kind of understood what I was talking about. Nothing will happen. Next thing, I don't know if there's a language barrier. I don't know how you say drop over fence. I don't know how you say that in another language. I guess I'm going to have to figure it out. Maybe if I use my characters really good, I can put 3 different languages on there. Drop over fence. Like they do at Disney World. Last time I was at Disney World, and I don't actually have a problem with this, it was just funny. Last time I was at Disney World, they come on and they're like, hello everybody, thank you for visiting Walt Disney World attractions. This tram goes to section E and F of our parking lot, runs till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Please note what section number you're in. And please keep all arms and hands inside the tram until the tram has made a full and complete stop. And then you hear click, because what the guy does, he hits the button and now it plays it for you in 12 different languages. It was just hilarious. I'm like, my God. The funny part was, we got all the way to where we were getting off the tram at the entrance to the park. And I think they were still on French. I think they were going, yeah, and then Italian. I mean, I know there must have been 25 languages. I thought it was funny though. I thought it was cool. I don't have a problem with it. Oh God. Well, I don't want to draw attention to it. The fence has 2 signs. One sign says you're on video surveillance, because right above my fence, there's a tower there, a radio tower, and on that tower I have a multi-camera out there looking right down at where they put the packages, and the lights on that camera stay on to make sure people know that the camera's on. And then I have 9 other cameras looking out there too. I've got 3 different camera systems here. I don't screw around. I know everything that moves on this property. I worry about my equipment. I worry about burglary. I worry about all that kind of stuff happening. So I don't take any chances, you know. My son-in-law's dog, my stepson's dog is here quite a bit too. And so people see the dog in the yard quite a bit. You never know when it's here, when it's not here. And I lock my gates, I lock my cars, I lock my house, I lock my studio. And I got beam sensors up, waist-high beam sensors for at night. And I have also human detection on 3 or 4 of my cameras too that alert me if it detects a human form in certain spots in my yard. I think, you know, home security is important, and it's gotten so cheap, you might as well just do it, right? I mean, come on. All right, so they have allowed that tornado warning to expire, and there we go. That area is about to move out of the green splotch. And So that's about it. There's still this one cell down here that's still doing pretty good. But that's starting to wane out. All right, guys, listen. I've been on an hour and a half. I am going to go off a little early tonight. I've got so much going on other than this particular show. So I'm going to try to do an hour and a half to 2 hours each night. That's kind of what I promised. I did 3 last night. So I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to keep up. Even with Mom in the hospital, I'm still able to be here and do this. I enjoy doing it. I really appreciate you guys coming in. A lot of our regulars are not here tonight, which tells me that the notifications probably did not go out. They're having a real hard time with notifications right now. I don't know. Let me go look and see if there's any out here. Mama bleeping. It's Mama bleep tonight. I don't see Tony. I think Tony's already in bed. When I got home, he was already out there screaming at me. He's already screaming at me to let me in, let me in. And so I already let him in there. So he's already sleeping on the bed in there. Mama bleep. What you doing? So, just to show you guys, I did get the bulbs. Look at these. Aren't they cool? Those are 1157s. And I got amber and red, and I'm going to be switching out all of my lights in my car, all my marker lights. These are the amber marker lights. Headlights. And then the current headlights are getting moved to the high beams because they still work for them. And I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to take pictures of it once I'm done with it. Yeah, there's a lot of people now starting to come out wondering about the 3i Atlas because it's just showing some very strange characteristics. A tail that is ahead of it and things like that. It's just kind of crazy. Are you going to show them your ass all night? I mean, is that it? Are you like a voyeur? What are you doing? But anyway, yep. So I got all that stuff, and I'm going to be able to get everything put in there. Hopefully, once this last package, I got 2 packages coming tomorrow. Once that comes, that'll be it. I have taken a long time to order this stuff because I've ordered everything on sale. I got a bunch of it on Amazon Day. And all of this shit for my car, I think I'm still under $100. I got 3 phone holders. One is a holder that's designed to hold your 2-way radio and the mic for that. And then I got the box that goes in the seat to hold the 2 radios. I got all kinds of neat stuff. Eat the goods. Is that it? I don't know. I gotta figure it out. There's Mama Blee, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, she's such a good cat. You're a good kitty. I don't care what they say. We don't even know who they are. All right, I'm gonna check the chat room a few more times, guys. There you go. Got to get that Mountain Dew. Uh, hey, no problem, Victor. I love doing it. She's talking to you guys on the mic. I don't know if you can hear her. You're a little mic hog. Yeah, crazy. So anyway, that's what we got going. Look, we got a baseball game going on now. So maybe tomorrow night we'll revisit the international traveler that's coming through. I think that would be good. We'll visit that again tomorrow night. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. We're 90 minutes in. Thank you very much. This is a labor of love here. We're on 6 nights a week. Join us anytime you want. We are broadcasting live tonight from the Starship Studios here in Southwest Florida. It's a mess in here because all that stuff over there is going in my car. That's all the radios and the lights and everything that's going in my car is all laying over there on the desk. So hopefully most of that will be out in the car by next week. But there you go. I'm going to try to get some more streams up tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes from there. All right, guys. Thank you, Victor. Yeah, I did not sleep well last night. The only good news about not sleeping well is when I don't sleep well, I normally sleep better the next night. Because, like right now, I can feel it behind my eyes. I'm just heavy. Yeah, oh, kitty. My goodness. She's a lover. This cat was feral. Feral. And you see what I've done with her. Completely feral. Used to run from us. All it took was her having a couple babies that she needed help with and find the right couple of humans. And it don't take long. It don't take long. And now she just loves people more than anything in the world. Me specifically. She's one I'm taking to Georgia for sure. I got 3 or 4 here, that 5 or 6 even, that are probably going to stay here. My stepson will still probably live here, I would assume. I live here alone now, but he'll eventually move in here, I'm sure. Once he's here, he'll feed whatever's left. I think I don't know. Several of them may end up living in Tampa, but Mama Bleep, this one here, she's coming with me to the mountains, and so is Ed. Those are kind of my 2 cats for sure, Mama Bleep and Ed. And then they're all kind of my cats. So I don't know. I'll take up to 4. I can't take more than 4. It's logistically impossible to do more than 4. Mom, Katie. All right, night everybody. Now I'm getting that error again. It's only when I go to this multi-screen here. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys. So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. This has been the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian, and I'm here with my co-host, Mama Bleeper. And we'll see you guys next time right here on Starship Adventures. Down the log on the next adventure. Wherever we find you, we'll see you. We will definitely be back tomorrow night. We'll see you then. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe out there. 7 threes. Mom kitty. Mama kitty. Mama kitty. Mama.